welcome back. If you aren't new, welcome to the channel. If you are new, as you guys saw in the title and also the thumbnail, we will be bleeding the brakes with our pressure bleeder that we have here. Already have the fitting here that is for Euro cars. Took the brake master cylinder cap off, which is good. Also have all of the bleed screws tightened up. We will start from the passenger side rear, then we will go to the driver's rear, then we will go to the passenger's front, and then we will go to the driver's front. That's the way you want to do it. It's easier to bleed like that. So I'll cut you guys back on once we are about to get started. Cut you guys back on. We have everything connected. Make sure you guys have the right fitting and also the O-ring on here. We pumped this up without any brake fluid in there to about 15 psi. As you guys can see, we're going to let that hold for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes to see if the pressure drops, which I don't think we have any leaks, but it's just to make sure before you start bleeding the brakes, because you don't want to allow any air into your system because you'll be here forever. If it stayed the same, then we know we have a good fitting or tight seal all around, then we could start bleeding the brakes. So as you can hear, it's very windy and it's trying to rain on me, so I'm trying to be quick, but this also takes time at the same time, so stay tuned for that. So as you guys can see, the pressure stayed the same, which is good. I believe this is the release button. Let's see. No, so that's not. So we're gonna figure out how to release the pressure and then I'll turn you guys back on. All right, so how to release the pressure, you just push this down. And you can see all the pressure is now released. What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to fill this up with the brake fluid that we have and then get started. It's just that simple. We basically repeated the process, but first we just added brake fluid in here. And as you can see, we have it set to about 15 now, which is good. Brake fluid, as you can see, is in the line. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the rear right of the car, rear passenger, and then we're gonna crack that bleed nipple open, and then we're gonna release some air, and then we're gonna get these brakes bled. So I'm very excited, very excited. I cannot wait to bleed these brakes. It has been a long time coming. Pressure isn't dropping, which is great. So yeah, make sure you guys put it up to enough PSI, so then that way, once you crack the bleed nipple, all the fluid will have enough pressure to move through the hose. All right, as you can see, we have our bottle here to collect the brake fluid. We have the nipple on, as you guys can see. And then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna crack this open. Wrong way. Gonna crack that open and you should see some fluid come out. As you can see, there's a lot of air in the system. You can see it come out. And what we want is just a constant stream of brake fluid. We don't want any air bubbles in the line. So probably gonna be here for a minute, but it's okay. So I'm gonna put you guys on the time lapse right now, and then we'll get this caliper done. So as you guys saw in the time lapse, I believe that we're bled. This has been the quickest brake fluid, bleeding, brakes, whatever you want to call it, I have ever done. I'm used to pressing the pedal, one-man job, bleeding them, pressing the pedal, coming out, bleeding them, pressing the pedal. A lot of work, but with this bleeder, pressure bleeder, it makes work 10 times faster and also easier. As you guys saw in the time lapse though, I had a little bit of trouble with these threads. Brake fluid was starting to release out of those threads. In the line, it didn't have any air in it, so I believe we should be good to go with that. If anything, push comes to shove, we will swap these guys out and we'll be able to put new brake fluid in and bleed them again. But for right now, I think they're fine. I've always known that if it's a constant flow of brake fluid and no bubbles or no air in the line, they're bled. That's how I've always learned. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let these guys sit how they are for right now, and wait until we get the bracket for the rear and start the car, see how the pedal feels, and we'll go for a drive. But as of right now, they are bled. Like I said, to my knowledge, I just always have known, and I'm sure you guys have known as well that once you see a constant flow of brake fluid and no air, and also a clear line, then you're good to go. And you guys saw that the color changed drastically. It looks like an Arnold Palmer. It looks like an iced tea. I'm gonna have to keep this in the garage so I don't confuse myself with that. But no, as you guys can see, it's horrible. I mean, it's very, very old brake fluid. That is moisture and corrosion, whatever you want to call it, in the lines. We now have fresh brake fluid in the lines. We don't have to change these brakes or anything, brake fluid, for 2 years. You're supposed to flush them every 2 years. So I'm happy that I'm doing this now. I didn't cross thread them, so I don't know why it started leaking out of the threads, but that's what we have going now. What we're going to do is we're going to have to put the rubber caps on the bleeder, make sure they're tightened up all around the car, and then we should be good to go with that. But I'm gonna give you guys a quick outro. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys drop a like, comment, share, subscribe, turn post notifications on. I will see you guys in the next video.